Hello guys, this is Abhishek Panjani. Welcome to our channel Code Till AC. So today we are going to discuss about a very important topic. So this is something which most of the people ask me, and this is a very common doubt which people face. So the question is competitive programming actually beneficial when you are targeting to crack a top tech based company? So if your target is to get a good job in such a scenario, is competitive programming actually beneficial or not? So I know some people will agree with me and some people will disagree with me. So I'm quite prepared to get some dislikes on this video, but I can guarantee you that this is what I have understood from my experience, and this is a compilation of all the experience that I have gained by appearing for the coding round and the interview of all the tech-based companies. So this video is completely based on my point of view, and you guys may disagree with this, and if you disagree with the content that I have shared, you can just leave a comment in the comment section and I will try to answer all your queries. I will try to fill this video with all the experiences and all the examples that I have in order to convince you with my point of view. So if you disagree, you can just leave a comment in the comment section and we will try to answer all your comments as usual. So before we begin with the video, I request you to subscribe to my channel because this channel is going to bring more such useful content. So now let's begin with the video. So the first step is to discuss about the interview process of most of the top tech based company. So if you are applying for a fresher role, then the first step of any top tech based interview process will comprise of coding round. So coding round is the first step of any process. So if you are appearing for coding round of companies like Amazon, Samsung and Microsoft, you can expect some standard questions to be asked in the coding round, and the questions will not be focused on competitive programming. So the questions will something like printing the left view of the tree, printing the right view of the tree, swapping the nodes in a linked list, performing BFS, DFS of a graph or a tree, printing the cousins of a tree. So these were some of the questions that I encountered when I was appearing for the coding rounds for companies like Amazon, Samsung and Microsoft. So 30% of the companies around lie in this category, and if you are well versed with sites like Geeks for Geeks and LeetCode, then you are completely prepared to appear for the coding round of these 30% of the companies. So if you are targeting the other 70% of the companies, so other 70% includes companies like DE-Shaw, Arcesium, Rubrik, Goldman, Intuit, Sprinklr, CodeNation, DirectI and many such companies. So if you are appearing for the coding rounds of one of these companies, then the questions will not be the standard ones and the questions will not be directly picked from Geeks for Geeks or LeetCode. The questions will completely be focused on challenging your problem solving ability. So the main focus of the question will be to test your problem solving skills, and you will be able to get through the coding round if you are a good problem solver. So now, how to develop a good problem solving skills? So the most important thing in order to develop the problem solving skills is to try the problems that are not standard. So suppose you are studying dynamic programming and you came across the very standard question named knapsack or coin change. So these are some of the very must do questions when you are discussing about topic like dynamic programming. So if you see the final solution that is written on Geeks for Geeks or the best solution that is written, then it is a 7 to 8 lines of code and anyone can actually memorize the code and solve the problem, and it's not a big deal. So this is something that I don't advise. So when you are preparing for a question or when you are preparing for a topic, then the most important thing is to understand the concept behind the question rather than just memorizing the problem, because you won't be given the same problem in your coding round or in your interview. The problem will be a modified version of this problem. So you must be aware about the recursive solution which actually gives a TLE. You must be aware about the solution that actually requires larger space, and then you must jump to the final solution. So this is the step which you must follow when you are approaching a problem or when you are solving a problem. So this way you are actually prepared with the concept rather than just the problem. So if a modification of this problem is actually asked in your coding round or in your interview, you would be able to handle this because you know the recursion and you know the best solution as well. So this will actually help you building the thinking ability. So this is how you actually should solve the standard problems. Other than the standard problems that are given on Geeks for Geeks and LeetCode, you must try to solve some different problems. So the problems that are given on sites like HackerEarth, CodeChef, CodeForces, they are just the modification of the standard concept, and you must be able to solve such type of problems as well. you won't be asked with the direct solution to the problem. So the problem won't be like this is an abstract problem and you have to find the solution. The problem will be a twisted version of this, and you must decode yourself that this problem will be reduced to the knapsack problem and same code will actually work for this problem. So the problems won't be direct when you are appearing for your coding round, and you must try to solve some other non-standard problems in order to prepare for your coding rounds well. So this will actually help you in building your problem solving skills. The next important thing is to think about the solution before jumping to the editorial or before reading the solution that is given on the site. So the thinking is very important if you want to develop the problem solving ability. So suppose I discuss about the problem named next permutation. So this is one such problem which most of us won't be able to solve without going to the editorial. So this is one standard algorithm that is followed in this problem, and most of us won't be able to think about this algorithm on our own. So when I was actually practicing this problem, I brainstormed about this problem for like 2 hours. I tried to at least reach to the brute force solution. So the first motive should be to at least try and reach to the brute force solution if you are not able to think about the complete solution. And then when the same problem was actually asked in the Microsoft coding round, I was able to quickly solve this because I haven't memorized the solution. I understood the solution. So this is the most important thing when you are actually practicing the problem. So first spend some time in order to think about the solution to the problem. If you are not able to reach to the final solution, then at least try to reach to the brute force solution and then actually jump to the editorial and read the final solution. So this, if you follow this method while approaching the problem, then you are actually building your problem solving abilities. So now we are able to develop good problem solving skills without actually doing competitive programming. So now let's talk about competitive programming. So the first thing is, what is competitive programming? So most of us have a image that competitive programming is something that we won't be able to do. So any beginner will have an image of competitive programming as something it is very hard. It's like getting into IIT. It's like clearing JEE mains exams. It's something overhyped about competitive programming. So as the name suggests, competitive programming is when you are competing in a problem solving contest. So you are solving some problems while participating in a contest which comprises of some number of candidates, and you are battling with them in order to rank yourself up. So if we have good problem solving skills, do we really need competitive programming in order to get through the coding rounds? So the answer is yes. According to me, you need good competitive programming in order to get through the coding rounds. So let's talk about coding rounds. So coding round comprises of 3 to 4 problems along with some technical MCQs that you need to solve in a time duration of around 60 to 90 minutes. So it is sometimes not possible to solve all the 4 problems in the given time frame. So we need to make certain decisions like which problem we should pick and solve, which problem we should actually try for the partial solution, and which problem we should focus on solving the complete solution. So these are some decisions which we need to make when we are actually participating in a coding round. So when you are participating in a coding round and you are given with 3 to 4 problems, so your focus is to get the maximum score in the minimum time possible and rank yourself up. So based on the number of problems that you solve, the time that you took, and some other parameters like your CGPA. So based on certain decisions and parameters, you are actually ranked and you reach the interviews. So the thing that is important over here is getting a good score in the coding round. So this is what we target to do when you are appearing for your coding rounds. So if we draw a comparison between the coding round and the competitive programming contest, so in both of them, you try to solve as many problems as possible, and in both of them, you try to rank yourself up in order to get shortlisted or in order to get ahead. So this is the similarity between the competitive programming and the coding rounds. So if you see, they are quite similar. So this is the reason why actually I say that competitive programming is the nearest experience that you can get to the actual coding round of the companies. So doing competitive programming and solving problems actually helps you in these coding rounds. So you are actually aware about working in a timed atmosphere. You are aware of working under a timer. You are aware of seeing your ranks going up and down while you are solving the problem. So this is what competitive programming is, and this is how competitive programming actually helps you in coding rounds. So let's take an example, because I know that most of the people might start disagreeing with me at this point. So currently on around 4th of July, there was a hiring contest conducted by AutoRabbit on HackerEarth. So maybe some of you have participated in that contest and may be knowing about that contest. So it was a hiring challenge for 2020 graduates. So in this contest, a problem was given and the solution of this problem was making use of Euler-Totine function. So Euler-Totine function is a maths concept. So if you are into competitive programming, then you might be knowing about this concept. So there is a property of Euler-Totine function that the sum of Euler-Totine function of all the divisors of the number is equal to number itself. So this was the property which was actually used in solving one of the problems of this company named AutoRabbit. So this was one such example where you were not tested on your standard algorithms and data structures, but you were tested on your problem solving ability, and you were not given with a standard problem, but you were given with a different problem. So this is one such company, and I can guarantee you that there are many such companies which won't be asking you the standard problems that are given on Geeks for Geeks and LeetCode. It may be a variation of the standard problem, but it won't be exactly the standard problem picked from that site and given to you in the coding rounds. So this I can assure you, based on my experience of appearing for numerous coding rounds. So I know that competitive programming is a really vast field, and some of us are actually scared to start off with competitive programming. So for example, if we have like 2 to 3 months left for our interviews and we are preparing for our interviews, and I say that you should be a good competitive programmer in order to crack the interviews, most of us would be actually scared listening this. But I would like to make it very clear that if your sole motive is to crack a good company, then you need not be master on Codeforces or 6-star or CodeChef. This does not matter when your target is to crack a good job. So I'm not saying you to be a good competitive programmer or practice on as many contests as possible, and I'm not saying you to be a expert or a candidate master on Codeforces or participate in long challenges on CodeChef, etc. These are something which is done when you have a good lot amount of time and when you want to become a competitive programmer or when your interest is competitive programming. This is not something which you must do when your target is to crack a good company. So what should we actually do if our target is to get a good job? And we do not want to target being a good competitive programmer, but we want to do competitive programming just for getting a good job. So what should we actually do? In such a scenario, your target should be to participate in LeetCode weekly and bi-weekly contest. So the contest basically comprises of 4 questions which you need to solve in a time duration of 90 minutes. The difficulty level of these questions is completely similar to the ones you will find in 50 to 70% of the company rounds. So this is one of the best resources that you can practice in order to practice for the coding rounds of the companies. So I will advise you to participate in virtual contests and participate in as many contests as possible on LeetCode. The second thing that you can actually do is participate on Codeforces contest. So on Codeforces, you will actually find some problems that are actually different from the standard data structures and algorithm problem. You will be tested on your problem solving skills. You will be tested on your thinking ability when you are actually participating in a Codeforces contest. So Codeforces contest basically comprises of 6 to 7 problems, and obviously it is not possible to solve all the problems, and even I am able to solve like 3 to 4 problems in a contest. So what I would advise you to do is, if you are participating in a Diff 2 contest, you must be able to solve the first 3 problems, that is problem A, problem B and problem C, and sometimes occasionally problem D. So if you are able to solve these problems, then well and good, and if you are not able to solve these problems, then you must read the editorial and try to find the solution to at least the first 3 problems, that is problem A, problem B and problem C. So this is what you actually should target. In order to be at the best of your skills, I would advise you to practice on both these platforms, because both these platforms have different kind of problems. In LeetCode, you will find the problems that are based on data structures and algorithms. It won't be a standard problem, but it will be based on a standard problem or a standard algorithm. And on the other hand, on Codeforces, the problems will be little bit twisted towards the competitive programming. So in this, the problems will be actually judging your thinking ability and problem solving skills. So both these platforms have different kind of problems, and I would advise you to practice on both these platforms. So I know that LeetCode and Codeforces is a vast resource, and there are numerous number of contests that you can practice on these resources. So how many contests we should appear for if our target is to get a good company? So if your target is to get a good job and you are targeting to get through the coding round of the companies, then you must try to participate in around 20 to 30 contests. So while participating in these 20 to 30 contests, you will be actually aware with how the coding round really is and how to deal with the pressure of the timer ticking on your head when you are participating in the coding rounds. So now let's talk about the interviews. Is competitive programming really important when you are targeting the interviews? So what I would like to say is no. Competitive programming does not play a major role when you are targeting the interviews of top tech based companies. So interviews are majorly based on data structures and algorithms. You will be given with the standard problems that are available on LeetCode and Geeks for Geeks, and you do not require to be good at competitive programming in order to get through the interviews. So you must be well versed with the problems that are actually given on Geeks for Geeks and LeetCode. You must be aware about the standard problems that are there. You must be aware about the computer science fundamentals and subjects like operating system, object-oriented programming, computer networks, database management system, system design, etc. in order to get through the interviews. And the interviews are usually not focused on competitive programming. So this is the general thing which I am talking about. If I talk about specific companies like DirectEye and CodeNation, then in order to get through the interview process of these companies, you need to be a good competitive programmer, and they won't be asking standard questions that are given on these sites. They will be asking questions based on your problem solving abilities. So competitive programming will be really handy if you're targeting one of these companies. But if you're targeting companies like Microsoft, Samsung, Amazon, or any other company that I have mentioned before, then practicing on sites like Geeks for Geeks and LeetCode or InterviewBit would be beneficial in order to get through the interviews. So till now in this video, we have discussed about the importance of competitive programming if you are targeting to crack your dream job. But is competitive programming just restricted to cracking the interviews and getting a good job? So the answer is no. Competitive programming is really very vast topic and has much more importance beyond cracking the interviews. So I've seen most of the people actually do competitive programming just for the sake of getting through the interviews. So if your target is to be a good competitive programmer, then the only thing you need to do is be consistent in competitive programming. You need to participate in each and every contest in order to be a good competitive programmer. In every contest, you will learn some things new, and there will be days when you will be able to perform well, and there will be days when you will be able to solve a single problem. So even after doing the competitive programming for past 4 years, there are days when I am not able to solve a single problem. There are bad contests that I have actually had, and there are things which actually demotivated me. So the important thing is to keep your excitement up whenever you are appearing for a coding contest. So you must see every contest that you participate in a very positive manner. You must try to learn from your mistakes. So always try to actually enjoy competitive programming rather than just seeing it as a way to crack the interviews, and always enjoy coding. So when I was in my first year and I was in my second year, I wasn't aware about the importance of competitive programming in terms of interviews and cracking good companies. So I actually did competitive programming because I enjoyed it. I never saw this thing as a part of preparation for the interviews. I actually enjoyed this thing, and this is what is important if you want to be a good competitive programmer. So I think this video is a little bit longer, and I have tried to clear all the things based on my experience, and obviously many people will be disagreeing with this video and with the things that I have told. So if you disagree with anything that I have said, then you can just leave a comment in the comment section, and I will try to address that, and I will try to listen to you and understand the point of view that you have. So I am open to opinions, I am open to criticism for this video, but this is what I think about the importance of competitive programming if you are targeting the top tech based companies. So if you have any doubts, you can leave a comment in the comment section, and also don't forget to share this video with all your friends, and do click the subscribe button because it helps a lot to make more such good content. So I hope you like this video, and that's it for now. Okay, bye bye.